All right, guys, here is part 2 of 2 separate 30-minute Pilates practices. I know that some of you may not have enough time to do a full hour, but you still want to feel like you got a full and well-rounded practice. So we're going to break it up into 2 sets of 30-second workouts, and all of which will have, full everything, upper body, lower body, core, and a little bit of stretching and breathing as well. So let's go ahead and get cracking on our second video. All right, lying down on our back, knees bent, feet grounded. Knees and feet are hip bone width distance apart. Feet run parallel. This one's for 10 minutes. Okay, wonderful. Arms are lengthened down, angled out, and palms facing sky. Lightly press the backs of shoulders to the ground to help broaden you across your chest. Imagine you're holding a tennis ball between your chin and chest here, and that the crown of the head reaches to the back of your mat. Let the eyes close. Bring your focus inward. We always, of course, start our practice with breathing to connect our mind and body. So we'll start by taking a nice deep inhale through the nose, and a slow and steady exhale out through the mouth. Again, inhaling all the way up. Exhale, releasing down to the very bottom. Inhale, the side bodies expand out to fill up the lungs. Squeeze breath out from beginning to end and knit your side bodies back into midline. Draw yourself back to center. A soft, easy inhale. A strong and powerful exhale. Audible, push it away. Inhaling, belly lifts, core relaxes. Exhale with power, those muscles begin engaging and the lower belly draws downward deeply towards spine. Continue to stay with this breath now. It's not our day-to-day breathing, so take a moment to really get hold of the technique. Breath is directly related to your core, so the energy and power you bring within your exhale is going to, in fact, engage and affect your powerhouse. Take 4 more cycles of breath here. Make sure you're staying mindful and present, keeping the mind clear of all other things. Let's do 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. On this last one, I'd like you to take a deep breath in. Firm up the belly. Exhale, begin to lift your feet off the floor. Slowly pull the knees to your chest and place your hands on your knees. Start to rock gently side to side to begin. Just getting a general massage into our back, but also really starting to learn to link breath and movement. Moving at the same tempo, so none of the parts get lost, whether that's breath quality or movement pace. From side to side, now a circular motion with your legs, both moving in the same direction. Take your time as you focus a bit more on the sacral region of your spine, just above the tailbone. Pause, reverse the direction. Big inhales, strong but steady exhales. Good. Then go ahead and take your legs back into still. Hands still on the knees. Now on an inhale, we're going to separate the legs and open them up as wide as you can. As you breathe out, circle the legs around, bring the legs back together again. Hip mobility. Inhale, we open up. Exhale, we circle through. Go ahead and do 4 more of these. Sorry guys, there's just something that popped up on my screen. So go ahead, take 4 more. Good. Again, opening on an inhale. Circling through on the exhale. Sorry, I didn't know if that was going to pop up in the video. 2 more times. I'm always concerned about that. I should know better. Exhale through. Let's go once more. Inhale, the legs open up. And then they circle around and come back together again. Keep the legs close in. Now let's take the arms out to a T. Press them down firm. Use them as stabilizers. Take a breath in here. Exhale, firm up belly, lower your legs over to the right while you look over your left shoulder for a little twist. Let's hold a moment in this space. You may stagger the legs if you're finding them a little challenging to settle. You can keep them stacked. The right hand can come over to the outside of the left leg and you can lightly press down. These are all options. Make sure the left shoulder is still pressed into the floor. Good, let's stay here for another breath in. Use your belly strength. Exhale to slowly lift the legs up into center, head to center, pause and stay there. Breathe in again. Exhale, legs now lower to the left as you look over right shoulder. Ease into it. Feet can lower first, then the legs can follow. Staggering if you wish, keeping stacked if you like. Another option, left hand to the outside of the right leg. Pressing down to help maybe assist body more deeply into rotation. Back of right shoulder is grounded and we're looking over that right shoulder as much as we can. Big inhales. Long exhales. Let's take another breath in here. Firm it up, lift it up. Exhaling to center. Once we have, let's go ahead and bring the legs into tabletop form. Stack, knees directly above the hips, ankles and knees on the same level. Arms can continue to stay out to T for a little extra support. If you want less, arms can come down beside you. Keeping both legs in 90 degrees the whole time. Movement from the hip joint. On an inhale, you're going to lower that right leg downward towards the ground. Perhaps the toes or the heel can lightly tap, but not required or necessary. Exhale, firm up your belly and pull the leg back up to starting point. Then left side is going to lower down. Notice my leg shape has not changed. The entire leg lifts and lowers as one solid piece. Inhale the right side again. Really refrain from your hip flexors taking over, so make sure it stays up in the core. Left side again, coming down, breathing in. Strong exhale. Let's do one more to each. Working on using our core strength to move other parts of our body. One last time. Inhale that left side. Lift it, stack it, and then pull the knees in, hands on knees. Rock side to side to recover. Good. All right, let's come back into still. Let's release our feet to the floor. Take the right ankle, cross it over left knee and flex the foot. Right hand to inner thigh to help push the leg out and away from body. From here, you can come into any variation once the hip has opened, right, into any variation of the figure four stretch that feels best on your body. If you are holding up the left leg, shoulders drop from the ears. If you are offering movement, it's very slow and mindful. We want to just be able to focus on the change in sensation of the stretch due to the shift of the body. Breathe into that right outer hip. Make sure the right leg still actively pushes out. Good. Let's do this for 2 more rounds of breath. Good. Then afterwards, return to center. If you lifted your left leg up, go ahead, release the foot to the ground. Reach your right leg up to the sky and hold the back of the leg with both hands. Root your tailbone to the floor, push the leg into the hands, and then draw in to come into stretch. Keep the leg long without the knee starting to bend. And we're focused, of course, on the hamstring to start. Well, as you hold the leg in, I want you to flex your right foot heel to sky, offering an addition of a calf stretch. And then point the toes where that stretch transfers to the front to shin and top of foot. Again, heel to sky. And then point the toes, and we'll do that one last time. Flex your foot. Point the toes. Keep the toes pointed. Release your hands. Take your arms to the side. Let's bring that leg out in front just a little bit more as we were in a stretch. Externally rotating that thigh. Left leg into tabletop form again. This time on your inhale, take the right leg, begin to lower it downward with resistance towards the floor to a level you can maintain. Firm up belly, exhale, slowly lift the leg back to starting point. Again, coming down with resistance, but lengthen out through those toes. Reach forward. Exhale, belly strong, leg lifts up. Let's do that once more. Inhale, resist coming down. Firm up belly, lift and hold. Now, take your hands behind your head, lift up head and shoulders, elbows wide, eyes to navel. Second set, lowering the right leg, breathing in. So everything else in your body is in a position and it doesn't move. Again with your right leg. One more time. Breathe it in. Breathe it out. Good. Draw the knees to body, hands on knees, head returning down. Rock side to side, rest. Good. All right, let's take both feet back to the ground again. Arms beside you. Left ankle crosses over, foot flexes. Hand to inner thigh, push out, push out, push out, push out. Once the hip has opened up, any variation of the stretch you'd like to take here. It does not have to be the same thing you did last side. Our bodies are imbalanced as a whole, so one side may need something different than the other, and that is okay. Focus on the left side now. Notice where your shoulders are. Notice where the chin is, and the quality of your breath. Let's take 2 more slow cycles here. Good. Afterwards, returning your body to center. If your right leg was lifted, release it, foot to ground, line it up with its hip. Left leg up to sky, hold the back of the leg with your hands. Anchor your tailbone, press leg forward first, then draw in to get into stretch. So it's a bit of a process to get into some of these stretches here. Maintaining length of leg is key to get the most quality stretch that you can. Holding the leg in, let's flex the foot and add to that stretch, your calf. Point the toes so it can travel to the shin and top of foot. Again, heel to sky. And then point the toes, and we'll do that one last time. Flexed foot. Pointed toes. Toes remain pointed. Hands release, arms beside you, and that left leg draws out forward just a bit. External rotation. Right leg into tabletop, that knee also stacked above hip. Keep that right leg steady as your left one comes downward on an inhale. Again, remember that level of lowering is up to you, and then pull the leg up slow when you breathe out. No momentum, no swing. Come down slow with resistance as if your leg were moving through molasses. And then pull it up, firming up the belly. Let's do that once more. Nice long leg. Straighten it out, lengthen it out through the hip joint and the toes. Pull back up slow and pause here. Now let's take the head and shoulders off the ground, hands behind head, elbows wide, second set. Left leg again, inhale. Check back in with your right leg as the knee does often like to pull in closer as we move through these. Left leg again coming down. Exhale. Also make sure your elbows don't start to draw forward. They pull back instead. One last time, coming down, breathing in. Lift. Good. Knees to chest, head releases, hands on knees, and recover here. Good. All right, let's go ahead and from here, we're going to go into rocking up to seated. So your knees are going to be in close to your body, using your hands to hug in. You're going to lift up head and shoulders, tuck yourself into a really tight ball, arms hugged in, shoulders plugged into their sockets. Start to give yourself a little kickstart, a little bit of momentum of rocking. And you're going to start to use your core. Firm up the belly every time you rock forward to give yourself a little bit more range of motion until you can come up to seated. From seated, we're going to transition to a kneeling position towards the back of our workspace. We're going to work a little bit more with legs and upper body here. So I'm going to be cut off a little bit, so I apologize. Actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and lift this up. So tall kneeling at the back of your workspace. Let's go ahead and take our right foot, step it out in front of us, just so that the foot is slightly, let's just say the heel is beneath the knee. We want to be upright vertically in our torso. Shoulders are above the hips. Let's take both hands onto that right thigh. Let's zip the pubic bone to navel so you can already start to feel a stretch in your left psoas rather. Let's take a breath in. And then on the exhale, let the whole body lean forward a bit. And then draw back up. So it's not just my upper body pulling forward, my whole body, right, shifts closer to the front of my workspace, stretching more deeply into that left psoas, and then restack. Let's do that 2 more times. Good, bring it back up 1 more time. Good, and then return to starting position. This I'm gonna have you take that foot, slide it slightly more behind so the ankle is beneath the knee, a little bit more structured. And we're gonna take our arms into a big circle out in front of us. Elbows are swept up, middle fingertips lightly touch, shoulders plug in, and shoulder blades draw down the back. Maintain that shape. Inhale, separate the middle fingertips and just open the arms out to their sides. Draw between the shoulder blades again. Back body strengthener. And then squeeze back into the front as if you're hugging a big giant tree. Activate your chest muscles, the pectorals. So we open up on an inhale. Right, hug that tree. Wrap your arms tight around it. Give it a squeeze. Let's do 2 more. Open the arms. Squeeze it out. 1 more time. Opening on an inhale. Squeeze it out on the exhale. Beautiful. Next breath in, let's lift our arms straight to the sky and frame up the ears. When you exhale, take your hands down to frame your front foot. Take that right foot, step it back, bring your knee to the ground, tabletop. From tabletop, walking hands back to knees, rolling and stacking up to tall kneeling. Left foot is going to step out in front, heel underneath the knee, vertical in the torso, hands on that thigh, left thigh. So sometimes we hyperextend and we pop our butt back and we arch the back. I want you to root tailbone, zip pubic up to navel, and then feel that psoas stretch. Let's take a breath in. The whole body is going to draw forward just a little bit. It's not a huge movement. And then bring it back, breathe in. Again, shoulders stay above the hips as you lean into the stretch. And then come back again, breathing in. Let's do 2 more. Good, pull back. 1 last time. Good, and come back to starting point. Once you have, though, take that ankle and slide it beneath the knee. So just kind of drawing back a little bit. Come back to hugging the tree, big old circle with the arms. Make sure that we're not bending the elbows too much. Wow, those are my a little uneven. Okay, make sure it's a circle. Chest up, shoulders down. Breathing in, hug between the shoulder blades as you open your arms. Then hug the imaginary tree and feel your pectoral muscles, your chest muscles engaging and active. Open arms, breathe in. Squeeze it out, wrap it around and hug. Let's do 2 more. Opening, back body strengthener. Front body as you exhale. Once more. Opening, breathing in. Squeeze it out, exhale. Inhale, arms reach up high to the sky. Exhale, hands come down, frame the front foot. Step your left leg back so you come into tabletop. And then we're going to stay here. Spread your fingers wide. Wrists beneath your shoulders, knees below your hips, belly is in and up, and heart forward, look forward, lift out of the arms. Let's take an inhale. When you breathe out, extend your left arm forward and your right leg back. Bring a lot of weight into your left leg and right arm that are grounded. Flex your right foot, point the pinky toe to the floor, send your heart forward, and keep lifting out of your right arm. Take a breath in. When you exhale, pull the elbow and knee together underneath you, round your spine, tuck your chin to your chest, and coil into a ball. Then extend back out again. Lengthen out, breathe in, look slightly forward. Exhale, pull in and then up, tight. Extension, breathe in. Let's do 2 more of these. Pull in and up, round and tuck. Lengthen and expand, breathe in 1 more time. Inhale to extend. Exhale to return to tabletop. We'll do the other side. Inhale, prepare yourself. On your exhale, right arm stretches forward, left leg reaches back. Hold this space. Lift out of the left arm. Make sure the lower back doesn't sway. Belly is in and up. Take an inhale. Exhale, elbow and knee together again. Crunch in. And then reach out again. Inhale. Again, exhale, take your time. Expand, breathe in. Once more. Reach out one last time on an inhale. Tabletop position on the exhale. Beautiful. Let's get a brief stretch into our shoulders. I'm going to take a quarter turn to face forward. On an inhale, your right arm is going to sweep out and lift up to the sky. Eyes follow the hand up to open your chest. Exhale, the arm threads underneath you. You're going to look over to your left. Actively reach the arm across the floor. Rest down onto the arm, cheek or ear to mat. Now I'm a little cut off at the bottom here, so I apologize. So my right hand, the palm is faced up. My fingers are still spread, energetically reaching to the other side of the wall. Tempt the fingers of your left hand, push off those fingertips, roll your heart closer to the sky, perhaps even looking at the ceiling if it's available to you. Breathe into the back side of that right shoulder. Stay here for 2 more cycles. Once more, breath in. When you exhale, plant your left hand to the ground, use it to push off of, to unravel, and return to tabletop. Coming to the other side, left arm sweeping out, sweeping up, eyes follow hand. Then you thread through as you breathe out, look to your right, stretch that left arm across the ground, rest onto it, cheek or ear to the floor. Don't lose the energy of the arm because then you'll lose a little bit of the stretch. You can tempt the fingers of your right hand if you wish to push off of it to kind of try to roll open a little more. Looking perhaps to sky, again, option, not a requirement. Breathe though into the backside of your left shoulder. Couple more breaths. Last time here, breath in. As you breathe out, plant your right hand to the ground, unravel, and come back to tabletop. Beautiful. From tabletop, we're going to come to a seated position at the center of our mat. I'm going to turn this back down so you can see me much better as we work our way back onto the floor. All right, so sitting at the middle of your mat space, your legs are going to be extended out in front of you with your feet flexed. You're lifted up tall, the shoulders are back, the ribs are sealed, and the arms also come out in front. You want to make sure that your hands are just a little bit wider than shoulder width distance, as our hands do like to narrow, which closes off our chest. Let's get a little bit taller. When we breathe in, shoulder blades pull down the back. When you exhale, you're going to tuck your tailbone under, round your spine, and roll down just a notch. We're staying here. We're doing this in increments. Take a breath in. Now on your exhale, slowly twist to the right just with your upper body. The legs do not move. Come back through center. Then take it to the left, exhale. So all of our rotative movements here are twists. Our arms will never lead, nor will they move independently. Let's tuck even more and roll back a bit further. Take another inhale, flex your feet, anchor those legs. It's your waistline muscles moving the whole upper body as one solid piece. Your hands should never get any more narrower than where they are right now. Center on an inhale, right? That little wider than shoulder width distance. Take it to your left. Center on an inhale. Let's roll back a bit further. Stay here, breathe in. Our twists, now again to the right, are going to get a little bit smaller the closer we get to the ground. Even holding our body without even twisting does require core strength. So note that just because our movement becomes more smaller does not mean we work less, yeah? Come back a bit further, we're doing 2 more. To the right again, maybe even smaller than the last time. It's okay. Center on an inhale. Isolation control is very key here. Center, breathe in. Let's come back a bit further one last time. Exhale it. Barely twisting. Center on an inhale. To your left. Come back through center. And then gently come down to the floor. Once you have, bend the knees, ground the feet. Walk your feet together. Ankles touch, inner thighs and knees touch, as if you had super glue between your legs. They'll never be able to pull apart. The connection of your knees is the most important part. It will not be the lift of your hips. So yes, we will lift our hips, but you don't have to fight to get them as high as you think you'd like to. Arms are pressed to the ground. Legs are squeezed. Take an inhale. Exhale. Press your feet and arms down as you lift your hips. Squeeze your glutes. Hug your thighs. Don't let the knees pull apart. Roll back down on your inhale. Glute and thigh, inner thigh strengthener. Again, exhale. Squeeze the glutes. Lift the hips, but do not let the legs pull apart. Most important. Roll down. Breathe in. We'll do 4 more here. 4. And lower. 3 more. And then roll it back down. Let's do 2 more. Good, coming down, breathing in. 1 last time. Lift the hips, hold the hips here, then pulse them towards the sky. Belly strong for 5. Squeeze it out. 4. Good. 3, 2, 1. And slowly take it down. Once you have, soles of feet together, knees wide, hands to inner thighs. Lightly press down to stretch them out. Good, then hands to the outside of the legs to draw them together. Let's take the feet and knees hip width distance apart now. Feet stay narrow, then take the knees a little bit wider, shoulder width distance apart. Make sure that the inner edges of your feet didn't peel up. Press those down as the knees open. Now we're getting into glutes and outer hips. Take an inhale. Same movement, exhale, hips press up to bridge, feet stay narrow and planted, knees stay wide. And then roll back down, breathe in. Again, exhale. As you lift up, the inner edges of your feet push into the floor. Roll back down, breathing in. We're going to do 4 more of these. Feet push down and hips press up, knees are wide. Squeezing glutes. Roll back down, breathe in. 3 more. Working into our legs. Come down on an inhale. We'll do that 2 more times. Make sure your feet also stay parallel. They do have a temptation to externally rotate. 1 last time, let's lift up the hips. This time we're going to keep the hips up. They aren't going to move. It's your knees. You're going to pulse out to the sides. Control it. For 5, hips up. 4, feet firm. 3, 2, 1, and then gently roll back down to the floor. Bring your knees in narrow. Take your right leg, cross it over your left. Draw your knees to chest. And just give yourself a little squeeze in. Good. Go ahead and let that release. Uncross the legs. And then take your left leg over your right leg. Draw knees in. Wrap arms around. Give yourself a little hug and close with your legs as you root your tailbone to the floor. Good, and go ahead and let that release. Uncross your legs, draw your knees to your chest. Place your hands on your knees. Anchor your spine to the ground. Head can remain grounded for this. If you want a little bit more heat, you'll do this with the head and shoulders lifted off ground. We're coming back to our core, starting off with some double leg stretch. So on an inhale, we're going to reach away with arms and legs on an inhale. Exhale, we pull everything back to midline. Inhale, we're reaching away in opposing directions. And then we're pulling back into the same space. Again, reaching out and drawing in. Inhale, spine is rooted. Your center is steady. Let's do 2 more of these. Reach it out, lengthen through toes and fingertips. Pull it in. Once more, reach out. And then draw back in. Keep here. Place both hands on your right knee. Stretch your left leg away from you. Inhale to switch your legs. And then exhale to switch. At any point in time, if your head is lifted here, and you're like, boy, my neck is straining, take your head down. Readjust your positioning to suit what you're needing, right? We do want to physically challenge our body, but we do not want to create strain or tension. There's a fine line and a difference between the two. Switch. 4 more. 4. Switch. 3 more. Inhale. Exhale. Steady upper body. 2 more. Breath in. Long leg. Breath out. Knee in. Once more. Inhale. Exhale. Whichever leg is extended, pull it into you. If head was up, take it down. Rock, rock, recover. Good. Then let's go ahead and take our feet to the floor. Then let's stretch the legs out long, flex the feet, toes to sky. Reach the arms above the head, interlace fingers, press palms away, arch your back as much as you can to stretch out your belly. Breathe it in and breathe it out here. Again, breath in, breath out. One more time, breathe it in. And then as you exhale, seal the ribs down, press your spine to the floor, release the clasp with your hands, but keep the arms reaching behind you. Breathe in, begin to peel your arms, head, and shoulders off the ground. Exhale, use your core strength one more time to sit your body upright. Take a very slow, deep stretch over the legs. Let the head be heavy. Shoulders fall into their sockets. Push out through the heels. Keep the arms level with the thighs. Take more breath into your backside. Roll slowly up to seated. Let the arms come beside you. Head is the last thing that comes up. And then we'll go ahead and cross the legs. Ground your sits bones. Lift your heart to the sky. Turn your palms to face the sky. As you breathe in, the arms are going to reach out and up. The hands are going to touch above you, and then the hands are going to pull to heart center as you breathe out. We're going to do that 2 more times. Breathing in, sweeping down, out, and up, touching the sky above, and then bringing that energy within you, heart center. We'll do that 1 more time. Breath in, gather it, hold it above you. Exhale, bring it within side. Hands stay at your heart, the chin lowers to your chest, and you close eyes. Again, thanking yourself at the end of your practice for showing up to the work, for being present, mindful, and dedicated to yourself, for taking the time to stretch your body, breathe your body, and most importantly, connect to it. So thank you guys again for a wonderful Pilates practice. Enjoy this. Enjoy the other if you choose to watch it as well. And then I will see you all next week. Have a great one, guys. See you soon.